You're listening to CFRC 101.9 FM, broadcasting from Kingston, Ontario since 1922. Find and follow us on Instagram at CFRC Music. Coming up on this special club takeover of our airwaves, we're talking to Takunda and Emily, co-leads of Step Above Stigma. Step Above Stigma is an AMS club striving to increase mental health care accessibility and end the stigma. The club empowers youth and young adults to critically question social norms and step above the stigmas that prevent them from having good mental health. On Saturday, March 14th, they are hosting their annual Drag Out the Stigma event featuring drag performances and conversation at the Grizzly Grill. You're listening to CFRC 101.9 FM, and on this afternoon's special club takeover of our airwaves, we have Emily and Takunda here from Step Above Stigma. Welcome to the program.
Hello. Thank you so much for having us. We're so excited today.
This sounds like a really exciting event. Before we get into the special event that you're going to be talking about, I wondered if you could just tell listeners a little bit about who you are, what your role is with the club, and what is Step Above Stigma.
Absolutely. So Step Above Stigma is an AMS club dedicated to promoting mental health. We're all about reducing stigmas wherever we can, and Takunda and I actually joined at the same time last year, and we were both mental well-being officers, and now we're both co-presidents, so It's been a really fun time.
So we joined at the same time in 2024, and for me personally, I joined because I was having a very hard time. I had just fallen out with some friends, and I was feeling very isolated and lonely, and then I heard about Step Above Stigma, and the mission really resonated with me, so I joined, and last year I got the chance with Emily to be a mental well-being officer, and then it was a really fun experience. We did so many fun events, so then this year we got the opportunity to be co-presidents, and it's also been such a meaningful experience.
I mean, obviously, university is an incredibly stressful time for a lot of different reasons. It can be academic, it can be social, as you mentioned, people struggling with mental health, so this seems like a really important and topical club here on campus. What kind of activities do you do? I mean, you talked about there's a lot of fun activities. What can someone that's maybe interested in the club expect if they were to go to one of your events?
Perfect. I'll talk about our most recent initiative that we had. So it was kind of a two-part thing. So we first did a stressful making workshop, and we invited a bunch of students, and we all came together and just had a really good time. We made stress balls, and we also collected stigmas, so actual stigmas that students faced and experienced. And then in the second part of our initiative, we debunked them. So we did a bulletin board in Humphrey Hall, which is a psychology building, and we essentially went through each actual stigma, and we were able to break it down, and we just really wanted to showcase to students why these stigmas are so damaging, and then also how to overcome them, and that also you're not alone in facing them. And for me as well, just to tie this back into the first question, I joined Step Above Stigma because I myself had self-stigma towards myself. I thought that if I received mental health help or was struggling and needed resources, that I'd be taking away supports from someone else, and that's not true. Everybody deserves support, everybody deserves help, and it's not a matter of comparison, it's a matter of taking care of yourself so that you can function at your best level.
And do you want to talk about what kind of stigmas you're talking about? What kind of things come up for people that are barriers for them as they're navigating through university life and life in general?
Yeah, oftentimes I find that students feel like they aren't deserving of accessing the mental health resources, because at Queen's we really do have a lot of mental health resources, and often you might feel scared whether you're my issues aren't big enough or other people need it more than me. So it's just letting people know that as students we do have a lot of common issues, and that you aren't alone, and that there are resources that you deserve access to as well.
Mm-hmm. And to add to that as well, it's you're not quote unquote crazy, you're not quote unquote lazy, you are incredibly resilient, and you're faced with a set of tasks, and sometimes you just need some extra support. And it is true that everybody has struggles. Nobody is immune, and nobody has a perfect life. Even though, we're growing up with a lot of social media and we see the best parts of people's lives, it's really easy to think, okay, maybe other people don't struggle like I do, and that's absolutely not the case. Everybody has a story.
What is the membership of your group like? Is it a big club? Is there a big exec?
I would say, so we're a team of about 15 individuals. I honestly, we have specific roles, but I would say our style is so team-oriented. So everybody is helping out. It doesn't matter if you're the finance officer or marketing, whoever needs help and whoever needs a set of hands, we're all so able to contribute. And I kind of really enjoy that, because it's there's no hierarchy. It's just everyone helps out, and we just all get stuff done together, and we're all just so proud of what we do.
Yeah, and we're also always aware that we're all juggling so much, so we never want to be like a stressful club. So we always want people, whatever they can give to the club, like please feel free. But if they need to take time for their mental health, then we're always open to that as well.
Yeah, and I think that's such a valuable lesson to learn, and to have the opportunity to be in an environment where it is collaborative, it is understanding, and where people are willing to pass things from one plate to another as they have capacity, I think gives people great skills in and of itself. We're here today because we have a big event coming up, and you've been doing some very fun teasing and reveals now on social media. So what do you have coming up next on your calendar?
So we have our annual Drag Out the Stigma night, and it is a social event that is a drag show that we're using to celebrate mental health awareness through the art of drag. So we have a couple of very exciting acts, one of which is Ebony LaBelle, and she is from Canada's Drag Race Season 6, and she's the runner-up. So we were super excited. So we have, 3 performers, so they're all gonna do some amazing numbers, and we're gonna discuss a bit about mental health. And there's also gonna be a meet and greet with Ebony LaBelle at the end.
That's exciting. What was it like to get confirmation that you had Ebony?
It was honestly amazing. So I went to high school with her, actually.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so I always was, before I even joined this club and I heard that they had the drag night, I was like, oh, maybe I could reach out to her one day and ask her. And then this year she ended up being on the show, and I was like, well, now I hope I can get in touch. And when I finally got the confirmation, I was just so excited.
So drag performances, conversations, what are those conversations going to look like throughout the evening?
For sure. So I think we're just coming together and celebrating mental health and just really driving home the message that you deserve to take up space. Like, you deserve to be here. You deserve to be celebrated. And I'm an open book, so I'm going to get really real, and I'm going to say, you know what? We go through these struggles and we can look back on them and see how far we've come. And that's the most exciting part. And you can really just come together, be vulnerable, and celebrate that, and celebrate it through expression and truly just being yourself and being okay with taking up space, being yourself. Absolutely.
Yes, and I find that sometimes art isn't really acknowledged as such like a great outlet for mental health, and especially just like expression, even through makeup and dance and things like that. So it's just going to be that even like the performances in and of themselves will be a way of discussing mental health in a sense.
Do you want to talk about the other performers that you have coming up and how you selected them?
Yes, so we have Octavia Calor, who performed last year at our drag show, and then we also reached out to Blow Pony, who Octavia Calor recommended, and they're going to be a new performer who we're really excited to see.
Blow Pony is a lot of fun if you haven't seen them before. A very colorful and different kind of performer, so very cool. If people are interested, do you want to give some details? Where is it happening? How do they get tickets?
Absolutely. So our Drag Out the Stigma night is happening Saturday, March 14th from 8 to 11 p.m. at the Grizzly Grill. And speaking from the event that we hosted last year at the same venue, it was the most fun time. I've never been to a drag show before, and it was the best experience, like life-changing. I came out a different person, and it's just so amazing to be a part of. And no, we're super excited to host.
Yeah, and same for me. Last year was my very first drag show, but there was something about the event and just the confidence from the queens that just, it inspired me, and I really loved it. So I'm excited to hopefully give others the same experience this year.
Yeah, and I think Kingston has a pretty amazing drag community here, but if you've been at Queen's and you're focusing on studies and you have other things going on in your life, you might not have had the opportunity. So this sounds like a great way to support a good cause, find some like-minded individuals, and experience a fantastic show. If people want to grab tickets...
So you can find our ticket information a couple of ways. One way is through Bounce by searching up Drag Out the Stigma night, and you'll see our event poster is very green. And then you can also find us on our Instagram at qu.stepabovestigma, and the Bounce link is right in our bio, as well as we have tons of posters around campus, and you can scan the QR code for tickets.
And Step Above Stigma is, so this is the Queen's chapter, so it's a larger organization? Or
Step Above Stigma originated at Queen's from a group of students, I believe back in the later 2010s. And it used to be a charity, but I think the charity got so big and they wanted to really deliver the quality over quantity. So they turned us back into an AMS Club instead of the charity, which I totally understand. But yeah, absolutely. We are currently an AMS Club, and the priority is still the same. The goals are still the same. And for our event in particular with the Drag Out the Stigma night, we are collaborating running with Get Real, which is another club as well.
If people can't go to this event, but they're interested in what you do as a club, how can they get involved? What other events can they look out for? Can they volunteer?
So yeah, we do have general members, so people can join as a general member, which just means
they have access to like our information. We can reach out to them if we have their email, and we can send them events that we're doing. And we try to have a good mix of things that we're doing. So we have some online initiatives, we have some in-person initiatives, and there's really just a range. But yeah, becoming a general member and
also keeping up with our socials, qu.stepabovestigma. You can find different posts or different social media campaigns we're running. We recently ran a Wellness Wednesday campaign where we're just giving various mental well-being tips. So
good as we kind of get into final exam season.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Speaking from my experience too, going to Queen's, you have a unique access to care and support while you're a Queen's University student that can be harder to get when you get away from academics and you don't have doctors here on campus. So I think it is a really valuable thing that it's easy to downplay and it's easy to talk yourself out of it. But if you think it's something you need, it's probably something that you need, and an excellent time to access it, because there's no reason to be suffering in silence when you're navigating all the stressors on top of just existing when you're going to Queen's.
Yes, exactly. And that's another thing we want to stress as our club, is that Queen's does have many resources, and they're great resources that we do, like as you said, as students we have access to, and that's important to remember.
Yes, and a component of that as well is sometimes you need resources even when you're not struggling too. Even if you're doing well, like self-care is a good way to also take care of yourself and take care of your mental well-being. So being a part of initiatives and clubs where you're able to, engage in like those forms of self-care, I think it just really drives home the idea of like, okay, self-care and rest is a part of the process. It's not something that I get rewarded for. And also self-care isn't something that I only do when I'm going through the thick of it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Self-care is something that should be incorporated often, so it's not just an emergency. You know what I mean? And it's helping with building resilience, and it's just taking care of yourself. You don't need to be going through an extreme struggle to deserve resources.
Talking about resources, it can be hard to know where to look, right? Yeah. If you don't know where to look or you don't know where to start, it sounds like this could be a great opportunity to meet some folks that might be able to share information with you and help get you through. And yeah, I think absolutely, as you say, we're trained that you get to burnout and that's when you deal with things. But if you can put those preventative measures in place, you're going to have a much better time of things. Mm-hmm. Okay, so we talked about your social media. We've talked about the event. Do you want it for people, if they've missed the first part of our conversation, just do a quick recap of the where, the when, Drag Out the Stigma? Yes.
So yeah, the event is Drag Out the Stigma night, and it's just a really fun social event where we're going to have some amazing drag performers, and the event will be to celebrate mental health and spread mental health awareness. It's going to be at the Grizzly Grill on March 14th from 8 to 11 p.m. So if you don't have any St. Patty's Day planned yet, that's the place to be.
And the event is welcome to everyone that's above the age of 19. Yeah.
Okay, so if you're not a Queen student, but you're in the community and you're listening and you think this could be a cool idea, then it...
Absolutely come.
Also, kind of nice, it's not a super late night.
Yeah.
For a week.
Yeah.
And how much are tickets?
They're $15 early bird, but at the door they'll be $20.
Okay, so snap them up in advance.
But exclusive listeners, we do have a discount code right now. So if on our bounce you type SAS, all capitals, 2025-2026, then you can get $5 off.
Cool. So aren't you glad you've been tuning in to CFRC and this takeover? As we wrap up, is there anything else that you want to add? Anything you want to shout out? Another plug of why your club is so awesome?
Yes, we just want to say thank you to Get Real for collabing with us. And I think Drag Out the Stigma night is the most fun thing ever, and Step Above Stigma has changed my life in such an amazing way, and I'm just so grateful for the opportunities that I've had this year with Takunda, and we can't wait.
Yes, I want to say also, Step Above Stigma is such an amazing community and school club. So I hope you guys check us out, and it's been a really amazing interview. Thank you for talking to us.
Thank you.
Yeah, my pleasure. Well, I wish you the best of luck. It sounds like an awesome night. And yeah, as you say, if you don't have your St. Patrick's Day plans and you need to get out of the house and you want to talk to some people, what a great combination of things at this event. So thank you so much.
Thank
Awesome.
you.
Thank you.
Sign up now to take over CFRC's airwaves yourself. CFRC 101.9 FM invites all Queen's University student groups and Kingston community organizations to take over our airwaves. Join us on air for an hour to talk about your student group or community organization, and also present your own playlist of fun music chosen by your team. This is a great opportunity to talk about what your group does, how others can get involved or provide support, any big events your group has coming up, and how to keep up with the latest news about your group. Apply by visiting cfrc.ca/contact and selecting Apply for a Club Community Takeover. This project is made possible through the generous support of the Community Radio Fund of Canada's Radiometres program.